packing a minimalist wardrobe because of needing to evacuate my home. Hi guys, this is Diane of Minimize to Maximize, where we go on a journey to explore what is clutter and to minimize that clutter so that we can maximize our life and what is truly fulfilling to us. So as I mentioned in my previous video, where I provide some minimalist tips, learned from having to evacuate my home because of very thick, unhealthy wildfire smoke in the area. Now I'd like us to take into a deeper dive into my wardrobe. I had maybe 24 to 48 hours to really decide what clothing do I really want to take with me. And it needed to fit into my suitcase. So I'll show you my suitcase. I decided that all my clothes needed to fit in there. And because I had some time to really decide what I wanted to take with me, I used it as a bit of a game to ask myself if I needed to, if I couldn't go home for several months, maybe up to a year, because who knows what happened to my community. My community burned to the ground, or my home is unusable because of the fires. Who knows? If I were to start over, what clothing would I take with me? And I had to really think hard and decide to leave some clothes behind me and to not take it with me, and the rest I would pack into this suitcase. So here is what I decided to do. I don't know if you can see behind me. It's a bunch of clothing, and I didn't take all of these clothes because not everything would fit in my suitcase. But I asked myself, what are the clothes that would be most versatile and most useful for me to go to work, to bring my kid to school, to exercise, to do the things that I love, like hiking or going to the beach. And I had to think about it in terms of a 3-season wardrobe, because I do live in a 4-season climate, and my 4th season includes snowstorm and shoveling and ski sports and things like that, and those items are really bulky. But in most of the US, I don't need this big bulky snow gear, so I decided to focus on summer, spring, and fall clothing. I will show you my winter clothing, but that stuff takes a lot more space and is definitely not a minimalist wardrobe, and it would not fit in my suitcase. So let's get started with the essentials of my wardrobe. For me, I categorized into different kinds of clothing. First of all, I have these short sleeve t-shirts, which I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 total. So I decided that 6 is plenty for me to live comfortably, to go to work, to be in an urban setting, to be doing some sports and get sweaty in and do my decluttering and home organizing job, which can be quite messy sometimes depending on the homes I go to. So really, I have 6 total. I think that 5 would be enough. And I decided to think about how much clothing do I actually need in between laundry days. And I do my laundry usually on a Saturday. So I have 7 days of clothing to wear. So frankly, 5 to 6 short sleeve shirts is plenty. Some of it is casual, like basic cotton. I don't know if you can see here, basic cotton, and some of it is a little bit more fancy, like this top. And so that's what I thought. 6 is really the number that I decided is more than enough. Then let's move on to my shorts. I have a total of 3 shorts. And frankly, that's enough for me in the summertime. Even if it's really, really hot, 3 shorts is good. And I use this pair of shorts as my pajama in the hot days too. Now I want to move on to my pants. I don't know if you can see them there. I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 pair of pants, which is really, it's really plenty. Really, from these pants, 2 of them are very lightweight and they're good for the summer and the spring. But then when fall hits, or when it gets chilly in the air, which where I live in the mountains, it gets quite chilly, then I'm going to start switching to my jeans and to warmer fabric for pants. So I do have 7 total, which might be a little bit too many, but I think with those 7, I can do both. I can do all seasons basically. So yeah, I put away some extra pants that I had. I didn't pack them with me. Let's move on to the long sleeve shirts. So in any kind of good clothing strategy, layering up is a good idea. So from the t-shirts to long sleeve shirts, here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 total. That is really, I hope, plenty for a 12-month 4 season lifestyle. After the long sleeve shirts, I would like to add the much thicker layers on top of that. And that's going to bring me to those, which would be more like sweaters, kind of sweaters. Hold on, I have more. Basically, these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 would be the warmer layers, and technically I think that's enough for a 12 months wardrobe, including the winter time. Those are definitely thicker, these last 2 right here. And that would work well in cities like London or Paris, or in Southern California, where the winters are not very brutal in terms of cold. But where I do live, it can be very cold. So I'll show you the very warm outer layers that I have just for the snow season up here. But I think for any kind of wardrobe, this would be more than enough. So I have thin layer to thicker, and I think that covers a lot of different conditions here. Okay. This one is bulky. I love it. It is a long, kind of like a long, very long vest that you can use as a coat or an extra layer. It is really non-essential. I really think I have enough with all of those sweaters over there, but I love it. It's beautiful. So even though it's non-essential, I would take it with me. It would not fit in my suitcase, so I actually left it at home when I evacuated. But it's one of those that is like a little extra for the fun and fashion aspect of it. But it's really non-essential, so I'm going to put it further away. What was essential for me though is to have a good quality coat. And I have this down jacket, which is a little bit long, and that's what I wear outside when it's cold all the time. All the time. It packs rather small too. I think it's a fantastic investment. So this coat is my one and only coat. The second part to the coat aspect is this waterproof jacket, which I can put on top of the coat and all my layers. And that's handy when it's raining and when it's snowing in a snowstorm. That's what I would put as my protective waterproof layer. I don't use it very often because I don't live in a place like Oregon or Washington where it can be raining a lot. I'm in Southern California. Granted, I'm in the mountains and it gets cold and snowy and it does rain from time to time, but usually it's a very dry climate where I am. So this doesn't get used very often. It actually gets used only in the snow or the very, very occasional rain. I wish I had something less bulky than this because I really don't use it that often. But it would be something that would be used several times a year for sure. Moving on to this right here. This is a sarong, and I use this all the time. This is fantastic to go to the beach, to lay on. I use it as a towel. I use it as a scarf. I use it to protect my shoulders from the very strong California sun when it's really hot out there. I use this stuff all the time. I go to the swimming pool, to the beach with this. It is fantastic. If I had only one scarf in my life, I would use this as my scarf, as my beach towel, as my regular towel. I've gone traveling with it, and this is amazing. So super versatile. You can use it as a tablecloth or as a picnic blanket if you want to, or as a background for filming. It's just simple. It's cotton and it's a sarong. That's what it's called. Something else that I've packed, this one is more of an emotional keep. It is my scarf, which I bought in Tibet, in the Himalayas. Actually, I bought this in Lhasa, the capital of Tibet. So this has traveled quite a lot. And this reminds me of the time that I met my husband and the time that I backpacked around the world for 6 months all by myself. And I bought this in the Himalayas. I don't use it nearly as much as I used to. I love the colors. It's getting kind of old. It's been maybe 15 years, 14, 15 years. And it's gorgeous. It's not very high quality. It's not wool or any special material, but it's pretty colorful and it is emotional, and I haven't let go of it yet, but I know one day it might happen. But I packed it. It's still a good scarf. It's good for the cooler days. I might actually wear it today. How about I wear it now? Yeah, let's do it. There you go. All right. What do you think? So that's a keep, a scarf. Something else that I did pack was swimsuit. This is the bottom of the swimsuit. Black, very simple, and I am actually wearing the top part of it as my bra. Yeah, I don't like bras very much, so sometimes I'll wear swimsuits because they're less constrictive. But that's part of my swimsuit. Next, I packed with me four pairs of socks. I have uh, one, two. These are woolen socks, merino wool, plus what I'm wearing right here. So the three pairs plus these are cotton short socks, more like for sports and things like that. And frankly, I think that's enough because you can wear a pair of socks for 2, 3, 4 days, depending on the activity you do. And I have recently invested in these merino wool socks, which are they're really good for insulation. They don't make your feet stink as much as synthetic fabrics. Your feet can breathe. They don't need to be washed as much. It's really I love these socks. I hope I keep them for a very long time. And I have decided to not buy cheap synthetic socks ever again. I'd rather invest in good quality and have few cherished socks that I'll take good care of than a bunch of cheap socks made in China. That's me. Something else that I brought are my awesome slippers. I know they don't look like anything to you, but I actually made those. I crocheted this top part, which